Dodgers fans, let's get real for a second. This stretch of games has been wild. Not in the exciting fireworks kind of way, but in that tense, uneasy feeling where you can almost sense something's about to give. And right now, everyone's eyes are locked on Andy Pages. You can't talk Dodgers baseball without bringing him up because, let's be honest, his struggles at the plate have become impossible to ignore. Every at-bat feels like a test, every swing a question mark. You can see the frustration in his body language. It's not just about missing pitches anymore. It's about confidence, rhythm, timing, all those things that separate a hot streak from slump. And at this point, you have to wonder if it's time for Dave Roberts to make a tough call. Do you keep sending him out there, hoping he finds his groove again? Or do you give Alex Hall a chance to show what he's got? Because the way things are going, something has to change. And let's be fair, Andy did finally get that base hit the other night. It wasn't flashy, but it was enough to make the entire dugout lose it. The team erupted like they'd just won the pennant. That's how rare it's been. You could see the relief all over his face. He needed that moment badly. But one hit doesn't erase weeks of struggles. So the question is, was it the start of a turnaround or just a small spark in a bigger storm? And what's tricky is how Roberts handles it. Do you give Andy a couple of at-bats, then make the switch mid-game if things start to go south? Or do you ride it out and let him figure it out on the field? It's a delicate balance. You don't want to crush the guy's confidence, but you also can't keep leaving runners stranded. At this stage of the season, every opportunity counts. And with players like Alex Call waiting in the wings, hungry for that chance, the pressure's mounting. But Andy's not the only one in the spotlight right now. Teoscar Hernandez, man, he's been another tough story lately. Earlier in the postseason, he was a spark plug, coming through when it mattered most. But lately, he's been chasing pitches outside the zone like he's trying to catch butterflies. You can see pitchers setting him up, throwing stuff low and away, and he's still going after it. And when your cleanup hitter starts pressing like that, it changes the whole flow of the lineup. What makes it harder is how Roberts has been managing him. Around the 8th inning, he'll pull Teo and bring in Justin Dean as a defensive sub. Dean's great with the glove, no question, but the guy doesn't get a chance to swing the bat. So what happens if you're in a close game and need that extra hit late? Do you keep Teo out there hoping for a spark? Or do you go with defense and risk losing that offensive threat altogether? It's a tough call, and that's what makes this stretch feel like a chess match more than a baseball series. The Dodgers have always prided themselves on depth, but right now that depth's being tested. Between Andy's cold streak, Teo's timing issues, and Kim's limited playing time, the lineup feels like it's still searching for its identity. And that's before we even talk about Shohei Ohtani. The superstar factor is there, the energy, the expectations, but he's got to be the one to seize control right now. The stage is set for him to have that statement game, one of those nights where he reminds everyone exactly who he is. He's not pitching tonight, which means he's got the freedom to lock in at the plate. This is his chance to go full showtime, to put the team on his back and set the tone early. Imagine it. First inning, Shohei steps up, crushes one deep into the stands, and suddenly the entire stadium's roaring. That's the kind of moment the Dodgers need, not just for the scoreboard, but for the vibe. Because let's be real, the energy's been flat lately. You can feel it. They need someone to light that fire again. And who better than the guy who's been the face of baseball all season long? Now, when we look at tonight's matchup, it's a big one. Max Scherzer versus Tyler Glasnow. You couldn't script a better battle if you tried. Scherzer might not be the same fire-breathing dragon he used to be, but he's still got that veteran presence, that intensity that can tilt a game in his favor. The Dodgers know him inside and out. After all, he wore their jersey not too long ago. They know his patterns, his tells, the way he likes to work hitters. And that could be a huge advantage. Because when you've seen the guy up close, you understand what makes him tick. But here's the thing. Scherzer's no stranger to adjustments. He's not going to just roll over and let the Dodgers pick him apart. Expect him to come out with something new, maybe a different mix of pitches, a tighter approach early in the count. The real question is, can he keep up the pace deep into the game? He's been around forever. Feels like he's pushing 50 even though he's not. And that arm's logged more innings than some teams' entire rotations. So for the Dodgers, the game plan should be clear. Make him work. Run up the pitch count. force him into long at-bats, and get into that bullpen early. On the other side, all eyes are on Tyler Glasnow. This is his stage now. When he's on, he's electric, fastball command, nasty breaking ball, everything moving with intent. But the knock on him has always been nibbling too much. He tries to be too perfect, living on the corners instead of attacking the zone. And when that happens, he ends up behind in the count, giving hitters the leverage. If he can get ahead early, first pitch strikes, stay aggressive, he can own this game. That's the blueprint. He doesn't need to throw a complete game. Nobody's asking for that. But if he can give the Dodgers a solid 7 innings, 7 clean, controlled, confident innings, that could be the difference. Especially since the bullpen's been used heavily lately. And let's not forget, opposing teams haven't seen much of Glasnow this year in this kind of form. That unfamiliarity can work to his advantage. If he can channel that same focus we saw from Yamamoto earlier in the season, mixing in that command and poise, this could be one of those statement performances. This is the moment for Glasnow to step up and show he's that guy. Because make no mistake, the Dodgers need a stopper right now. Someone to come in, quiet the noise, and reset the tone. And Glasnow has that chance right here. It's all about mindset. Attack the strike zone, trust your stuff, and keep hitters off balance. Now, of course, no Dodgers conversation is complete without mentioning Dave Roberts. The man's been through it all this season. The injuries, the rotation changes, the lineup experiments. And now, after that whole travel fiasco in Canada, he's trying to keep things calm. There were some viral comments floating around, but Roberts brushed it off, said it was just a long day, which honestly, anyone who's been stuck in an airport can relate to, especially an international one. You're tired, you're waiting, everything gets delayed, and the frustration builds. But that's kind of the theme for this Dodgers team right now. Waiting, delays, trying to get where they need to go, but hitting turbulence along the way. It's not a crisis yet, but it's definitely a crossroads. The talent's there, the pieces are there, but execution has to catch up. And tonight, with everything on the line, feels like one of those games that could define where this team's headed next. Because if Andy Pages finds his rhythm, if Teoscar locks in again, if Shohei goes off like we know he can, and if Glasnow delivers the start everyone's been waiting for, this whole narrative flips overnight. That's the beauty of baseball. One night, one performance, one spark, and suddenly everything feels different. And that's exactly what the Dodgers are searching for right now. That one game that turns everything around. What makes this Dodgers story so fascinating right now is how every little decision feels like it carries massive weight. You can sense that every inning is a test, every substitution a statement. And the fans, man, they feel it too. This isn't just about the numbers on the scoreboard anymore. It's about identity, belief, and the expectation that this team should be better than it's showing. When you got a roster this stacked, you don't expect uncertainty in late October. But here we are, wondering if Dave Roberts can piece the puzzle together before it's too late. The thing about baseball is that momentum is everything. You can go from looking completely lost to unstoppable overnight, and the Dodgers have done it before. That's why people still hold out hope for Andy Pages. You can't help but think that once he connects, really connects, the floodgates might open. It's the kind of comeback story fans live for. But at the same time, baseball doesn't wait for anyone. You either produce or someone else steps in. And that's where Alex Call enters the picture. He's been waiting quietly, staying ready, knowing that opportunity comes fast and disappears even faster. Sometimes it's not even about being the better player. It's about being the guy who's ready at the right time. If Roberts gives him the nod, that might shift the whole rhythm of the lineup. Then you've got Teoscar Hernandez, who's been walking that fine line between power and chaos. When he's locked in, he can carry the offense. But right now you can see he's pressing, swinging too hard, guessing instead of reacting. That's what pitchers want. They smell the desperation and they start feeding it. You can almost predict it. Off speed, low and away. Teo goes fishing and the inning's over. And that's frustrating because everyone knows what he's capable of. He's proven it. It's just not clicking right now. And Roberts, for all the criticism he takes, isn't in an easy spot. Every move gets dissected. Pull a guy too early and you're overmanaging. Leave him in too long and you're stubborn. Take Teoscar out for defense and fans scream that you kill the offense. Keep him in, and he misplays a ball, and suddenly everyone's calling it a disaster. That's the reality of leading a team with this kind of spotlight. Every choice has a headline waiting behind it. But that's where leadership really shows. Roberts has been steady through it all, even when the outside noise gets loud. The travel mess in Canada could have easily turned into a distraction. Delays, long hours, irritation building up. But he brushed it off, told the media it was just one of those things. No excuses, no drama. Just move on and play baseball. And that's what he's trying to get this team to do. Stop overthinking, stop pressing, and just play. And speaking of pressure, let's talk about Shohei again. This man's presence changes everything. When he's locked in, it's not just about the home runs. It's about the way he lifts everyone else around him. You can feel the dugout energy shift when he steps to the plate. Even the opposing team feels it. Pitchers get cautious, defenses tighten up, and the whole ballpark holds its breath. That's the kind of impact he has. But lately, even he seems to be carrying the weight of all these expectations. Everyone wants that superhero moment, the towering homer that changes everything. But baseball doesn't always give you that on demand. Sometimes it's about grinding through, taking walks, getting on base, setting the table. Still, this feels like a night where Shohei could break loose. He's due. He's rested. And if he gets one mistake pitch early, the kind that hangs just a little too long over the middle, it might end up in the second deck. That's the version of Shohei the Dodgers need right now. Not the cautious one trying to do too much, but the natural one, the free one who just lets the game flow through him. Meanwhile, Tyler Glasnow's got a different kind of pressure. This isn't about redemption for him. It's about validation. The Dodgers brought him in for games like this, nights where the team needs stability and confidence from the mound. And when he's got that rhythm going, when he's firing first pitch strikes and mixing that fastball and curveball just right, he looks untouchable. But you can't let doubt creep in. If he starts nibbling again, trying to paint corners instead of trusting his stuff, that's when trouble comes. You can almost imagine Roberts' pre-game speech. Attack, trust yourself, stay ahead. That's been the theme. Glasnow doesn't have to throw a complete game, but he does have to set the tone. He's got to give his team 6 or 7 strong innings so the bullpen can breathe again. If he can do that, and if the offense gives him even a little support early, this could be the game that steadies everything. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Whispers are turning into cheers in Los Angeles as the Dodgers appear poised to land one of baseball's most electrifying pitchers. Marcus Stroman, the fiery ace known for his unyielding competitiveness and uncanny control on the mound, is rumored to be heading to Chavez Ravine, and the city is already buzzing with excitement. Fans at Dodger Stadium have been speculating for weeks about a blockbuster acquisition, and sources close to the team hint that the deal could be imminent. Stroman, who has carved a reputation not only as a strikeout machine, but also as a charismatic presence in the clubhouse, would instantly elevate the Dodgers' rotation. Analysts suggest that his arrival could shift the balance in the National League, giving Los Angeles a legitimate edge in the quest for another World Series run. The pitcher's journey has been marked by tenacity and flair, with memorable playoff performances and a knack for rising to the occasion in high-pressure games. It's no wonder the mere possibility of him joining the Dodgers has fans practically camped outside the stadium, eager to witness history in the making. Rumors are swirling that Stroman's agreement could be finalized within days, sparking speculation about which players might move in return and how the team will restructure its pitching roster. Social media is ablaze with posts from fans imagining the ace donning the iconic blue cap, celebrating every strikeout, and inspiring a new era of Dodger dominance. If the deal goes through, it wouldn't just be a signing. It would be a statement. Los Angeles is serious about contending and isn't afraid to make bold moves to ensure its supremacy. Insiders caution, however, that while enthusiasm is sky high, nothing is official yet. But the rumor mill is working overtime, and the chatter is impossible to ignore. Marcus Stroman to the Dodgers could be the headline that defines the offseason, a perfect blend of talent, charisma, and the kind of energy that makes fans leap to their feet. If this buzz becomes reality, Dodger Stadium is in for a season of celebration, and Los Angeles may just have its newest hero on the mound. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.